Okay, we're talking about $120,000 plus STIs. The video title and the thumbnail, absolutely not clickbait. And it's not just one instance. I'm going to blow your mind here. We have multiple six-figure STIs listed on the market. We're going to look at two different types of STIs, specifically one, the S209, and two, just the last generation STI, and you are going to be absolutely shocked at how expensive some of these dealers, and we're not talking about like obscure dealers, we're talking about Subaru dealers and other large manufacturer dealers are valuing these cars in this market. And yeah, we're going to talk about this, and it's a problem. But before we get into the video, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. All right, so what is happening with the market right now? It is absolutely nuts. We knew the STI market would increase a little bit with their pricing, but what has happened is we've seen this like rally behind the most current generation STI, which is the VA STI, and people have been like, prices are going to skyrocket. Prices are set by a law of supply and demand. And yes, there was demand for the STI, and there probably still is. But that demand isn't crazy. We've seen, and if you look at the market, which I do every day because I am also looking for an STI, STIs are on the market for a long time when they're priced fairly high. What that means is there is not a crazy market for these cars. But what is happening is dealers think that they've hit gold and they are then trying to inflate the market. I know you guys don't care about that and you want to see the clickbait, or it's not really clickbait because it's a reality. So let's take a break for a second. Let me stop complaining about what's happening and let me show you on my iPad exactly some of these cars so you can at least realize that I'm not clickbaiting you at all. It is crazy. So we are looking at cars.com right now. Just a search, random zip code, all miles, just Subarus. And I know you guys can see the first one here. It's just a 2019 S209 STI base. I know that we're talking generally about STIs. We're going to look at normal STIs too. But S209s, if you're familiar with the car, we're not talking about something that is that much crazier than just an STI. Regardless, you think it would be one instance. This is a Subaru dealer in California listing it at $114,209. They had a $1,000 price drop this month, a $4,000 price drop last month. When this car was initially listed, it was $120,000. If you go to a state that has sales tax and that's like most states around here, that's almost a $130,000 car the way it was originally listed. My guess is they're going to price drop this until it's in the 60s. I could be wrong, but I think that's what the reality is with the coming market. But you might say, okay, it's clickbait. There's only one. Not one. Here's another one at the same dealer in a different color. $109,000. Now, they have the 209. I know it's a marketing scheme, whatever. Let's keep going down. Here's another one. Same dealer. And you might say, okay, the one dealer's wrong. 101,000. Let's go to another one. This is a dealer near me, across the country. $99,967. Oh, it might be a fluke. Another one. $99,951, $97,000, $95,000, $93,000. This is crazy. These are real cars being listed at real dealers. Okay, so the S209 is crazy. You guys might all say, oh, we joined the video not to look at random ones. Well, let's go find the STI. What are we looking at? Already $60,000. 2021 STI. 59,000, basically 60K. 59. That's a 2004. That's crazy. $58,000. This is essentially $59,000. $59,000. $59,000. What is happening with our market? Like, if we look at this car, right? This is a $59,000 vehicle without tax. With tax, this vehicle is like $64,000. Even Cars.com thinks this is a fair price for this vehicle. To put in perspective, you can get a 3-liter Supra for less money than this, brand new. Now, if you try to compare those two cars, there is no comparison in any way. The only thing you could say that the STI has is all-wheel drive. It loses in every other scenario to the Supra. You might say comfort, but then I'm saying, why are you buying an STI? Why aren't you looking at a WRX? So, look, the market is nuts. This is crazy. It's not just a problem, it's just craziness. The market might define that these cars are worth that amount of money. Sell your car if you have one. Buy it back in a year. We're going into a recession. We're basically already there. The market's up a little bit this week. This is nuts. By no means should you be going out and spending $60K on an STI. I get you love the platform, but if you spend $60K on an STI, you're gonna hate yourself in 2 years when these are $35,000 cars again. Yes, some of these top spec cars with low mileage will remain high. They might remain in the 50s. We're not talking about the RX-7. We're not talking about one of these cars that's gonna have this crazy appreciation. Not when they made 35,000 of these a year in the US market. It just won't happen. You know, these cars might hold value, but we're not talking about like an S2000 or something like that. We're crazy to think that an STI won't come out in the next 5 years, right? This car is just not going to hold its value like we think it's going to. It's not going to hold this value like we think it's going to. So, I don't know. This is just one of those videos that's like, I almost feel weird about making it because it's kind of clickbaity, but it's also not clickbaity because this is the reality of how these are being priced. It's just so crazy to me. You know, as somebody that's been part of this community that watches this market for so long, you know, and again, if you don't follow the channel or who I am, I've had multiple WRXs. I've profited on every car that I've actually ever owned. The Miata might be the first one that I have a very, very small profit on, but like both my WRXs, I made money on both those because I played the market and I didn't just flip them, I owned them for many, many years. So I'm very in tune with this market. Everyone that buys these cars are going to lose money. If you want to spend $60K in a car and don't want to lose money, it's a Supra or an RS3. There are very few other cars that are newer that deliver this kind of performance that are going to hold their value. Like maybe if you can get into an R35 GTR anymore for that kind of price, but even in today's market, you're looking at maybe 15K miles, right? The STI is not where your money should go if you're spending 60K on it. So I know that you're not here for the commentary, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to keep an eye on the market. If I see other things come up that are crazy, I'll let you guys know, but this was just shocking to me. I saw this while I was looking for an STI because I'm still trying to find a WRX or an STI. I'm actually thinking about leaning towards just actually getting another WRX. We'll talk about that in another video because I know a lot of you guys are cringing, but I've got reasoning behind why I'm thinking about another WRX and not an STI. But with that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.